presentation outline, core values, power, a leader's expectation, leadership core values, a leader's power, a leader's power influence on project management, PMO, key changes, key change projects. Slide 1 says what? A leader's expectations, what? Power, openness, reliability, excellence, professionalism. We went ahead to explain. 1, leadership values, results, agile, visionary. A leader's what? Power. Make good decisions, influence actions. Selfish gains, see? Let's go. Leader, influence, project management. Isn't that the trend of events? Provides the vision, drives the vision into fruition, resources, demands results through measurement, influence, goes ahead to talk about what? Project sponsorship, provide guidance, motivates actions and results, enables drive, PMO, delivering major change projects, visibility and accountability, PM capacity development, project management. The leaders drives the strategy, that delivers the vision. The strategy gets delivered through project management. Becomes indispensable in the delivery of organization strategy. Why ECG created the PMO, all these beautiful resource efficiency, 2,000 ongoing projects, prioritization, alignment, resources, 900 to be completed within the year. See the benefits of the PMO, ECG key change projects, KIMES, the ECG Power app, and thank you. I'm done. What else? I can give you the slides. Can't I? So what do you need me for? Isn't it leadership? Leading in terms of the conversation here. I like having discussions. When Ben helped me put this thing up, I looked at it, I read it once, I read it twice. I stopped paying attention. On Monday, I was in Paris for a meeting. Tuesday, I got back yesterday at 10. This morning at 5 a.m., I was up, jumped into the car. I'm here. If I'm to follow this, there'll be a key ingredient of leadership or project management that I will not share with you, which is what? The unseen hand. Mike Tyson had a statement. He said, you always have a plan when you walk into the ring until finally you are hit in the nose. I don't know if any of you have experienced the hit on the nose before, but for just that hit, there are tears coming. You are so uncomfortable, you are so uneasy. So at that point in time, all the strategies you have, all the plans you have, they're all gone. Now it's about survival. But in surviving, you would actually apply all of these things without not even realizing that what? You're applying them. We all find ourselves in very unique places and very unique positions where we are supposed to drive change. We are supposed to influence people, move them along, and in moving them along, also guiding them to get to what? A very suitable or correct, destination or good result or something that we can all be proud of. But what then do you do about the one who doesn't want to join the boat? Do you use the Christian principle where a Bible says God is so magnanimous that when even one sheep goes away, he leaves the 99 and goes to find the one. Or what principle do you use? Let's be a little more interactive so that we can have a proper conversation. Because honestly, I didn't come in here to do a presentation. I came in here to engage. I came in here to talk. Because I don't know it all. I'm just 40 years. I don't know it all. But I want to go places, and I think I can also learn from you. I fairly think I'm an open-minded person, no? Yeah. So I'd like us to interact. Let's talk. Power. First thing that comes to mind when you hear power. What is it? Good one. The first thing that comes to power, let's drop electricity for now. Let's think about power. When you hear power, what's the first thing that comes to mind? So you see, everybody wants to get into leadership roles because of what? What do you need the power for? Why do you want to control them? My 4-year-old daughter with the mom. I always try to be a passenger because when those things are coming up, you know, if you don't take care, there's a stray bullet that will hit you. So something happens, mother turns around and says, Avery. Then she's walking away mumbling something. 4-year-old, hey, what did you say? What are you saying? She said, I'm talking to myself. 4-year-old. The mother says, hey, what did you say? Come here, come here. She goes, I'm beating myself. It's okay, I'm beating myself. The mother says, but I don't beat you. She says, yes, that's the only thing you would what? Say. We are talking about what? 4-year-old. So now, bring it to who? Us. As adults, where we work, the people that follow us. If you've realized in everything that we do, in all the people that follow us, one of the things I have realized in Ghana is what? The lack of initiative. People have bright ideas, great ideas, but they would never grab the initiative. You know why? You can't blame them so much. It's because of how we were brought up. Why not smile? Why not smile? A found who bang. A that way account. So how do you lead someone whose first inclination is to what? Because that person, in the first instance, whatever you're showing them, their first inclination is, this thing won't work. You see, it won't work, it won't work. It won't work, it won't work, it won't work. Then it starts, it's like, hey, it's working home. You get my point? Now, before you can be whatever you have to be in terms of driving a project, you have to have like-minded people around you. You must try to sieve through to see who and who share your vision, who and who have the mindset to go on the said journey that you're about to embark on. Because without having anybody along those lines thinking with you or thinking like you, or even trying to align with you in any way, shape, or form, how would you achieve this? You can always have a vision, But if you don't sit down and share the vision, or even have a conversation with people around you, it will be only what? It will be a vision for what it's worth. Now, let's take my own statement of elevating the conversation. I'm doing my best because my whole slides were tailored towards ECG. But I don't want to keep it there because not all of you work with ECG. What we are discussing here or what we are talking about in terms of leadership has to be something that you leave here and use it in your own word. Because my fight is different too. Me, I sell electricity, even that one, I know they sit up. You get me? So I don't know what they sell. So on my way here, I was on the phone with my auntie, and then she was like, the line dropped. And she called back and said, oh, the lines are terrible. You know, these days the lines are terrible. You guys need to call them. You know, you have to call someone. I said, ma, me electricity na me turn me one. Me na me flow big catch and say, because you someone will catch them. No, when they crab to me now. I said, master, you don't know your own self. You know the sit up. But in truth, you can only know you've made a good decision when what? When you see people aligning with what you have said. Or when you see people actually agreeing to what you said. You can never ever be a good leader if you don't know how to manipulate people. If you don't know how to exploit people. If you are not selfish. I'm using all of this in the reverse. Why are footballers happy? Why are ball wakes up in the morning, he has to go kick a football around. He's happy. It's his thing. Do you understand? The moment you're able to exploit people to let them find things that they are excited about, things that they like to play around, things that they like to move around with, what happens? You see happiness. And when you can inspire that level of happiness amongst them, what do you think is going to happen? They're always going to give their all. I keep telling people that thing they say working from home is overrated. Working from home, actually you overwork. And I'm what? You get up, before you go to the shower, you sit down, you've picked up your phone, you're looking at emails. Now are you pay? Who pays you for that one? You are eating, you are looking at emails. You are responding to texts, you are doing this. You are working. But because they said you are doing a 9 to 5, you think that it's because you go and sit in the office from 9 to 5, that's what makes it okay. No. It's about how you are led to agreeing or understanding that this is the new paradigm shift, or this is what needs to be done, or this is how you need to get there. But before a leader can even try to influence or even to prioritize something, you need to find out what is missing amongst the people you have to lead. For you to be able to drive change, there's a big question as to what have we been doing already, how have we been doing it, and what we need to do now to change it. Am I making sense so far? By not sticking to the slides, I think I'm making sense. Look, there's nothing in this world that you would put your mind to that you cannot achieve. People keep saying it's just a saying, it's just a saying. It is not just a saying, it's the truth. Said Friday the 13th is always a bad day, isn't it? But Friday the 13th was the Friday that changed my life. So I don't know whether being ECG MD is a good thing or a bad thing, because I got my letter on Friday the 13th. Sunday, there was an emergency board meeting. Monday, 16th, MD, first day in the office. What do you do? When that happens, you start seeing that there are people, there are going to be different categories of people. Those who want to align, those who don't know where to put themselves, and those who, excuse my friend, just want to kiss your ass. So what was my first bold move? Check out people who have sat in certain places for a very long time. You've been there 10, 15 years. You don't have anything else to give to me in that place. So let's let you try something else. Because all those people, after looking at all their CVs one by one, you realize that the potential those people have, the company is rather doing them a great disservice by keeping them at one spot. So what? Move them around. With people who are naturally comfortable, when you start doing that, they will not understand. There will be some pushback here and there, but hold your ground. You are always doing something right when people are complaining. If you're a leader and everybody is not complaining, you don't have people complaining, then there's something wrong. Then your leadership skills have to be questioned. My dad says, if you are always the smart guy in the room, or you're always the smart guy in the room, you're always the smart guy in the room, my son, that means you're in the wrong room. It cannot be like that all the time, can it? You are in the wrong room. That means maybe that's class 3. Now you should be promoted to 4 or 5. Now, in every project you conceive, there's a cash component to it. In every journey you are about to embark on, there's a financial aspect, isn't it? As a leader, if you don't have the money, what do? You have to be innovative. You have to think outside the box. You have to. Here's the case. You have to revamp a few things, change certain mindsets. But if you do not bring other people along, or you do not bring other people from outside to come and work in a certain manner to show people that this is what you do, this is how you do it, then what happens? One of the biggest problems in this country is that we don't work together. We always work in silos. Where we've reached in life, obiendi first, biomu. You don't have to do your work covering it so that your friend doesn't look at your, what do you call it, what you're writing. Where we are now, it's life. Look, this is how we started. Daddy is the authoritarian in the house. Mommy is there trying to... No, mommy is the authoritarian in the house. Daddy is the guy trying to be good guy. Today he's here, tomorrow he's caught in trouble here and there. Then, because of that, everybody knows bedtime is 8, isn't it? You have to wake up at this time, you go to school. Now you go to boarding school. Prep is at 7. You wake up, breakfast is at X time. This is at this time. Lay your bed, do this. Regimental. Then you get to university. You wake up whenever you like. You do whatever you like. Then you start pushing the boundaries, right? Then you get away with all of them. Do you know what that has done to us? It has turned us into irresponsible adults, thinking that we can consume electricity and not pay. How I kept a straight face for that one, me myself. So we've pushed those boundaries, and then now we are what? We are at a workplace where we feel, So what are we bringing to the table at the workplace? You shout, I want a job, I want a job, I want a job, I want a job. You get a job. What are you doing? Yeah, you want money because it comes with the job. Now, you've gotten that. What are you doing? Your job is to move this thing here. Your first day you came, you've been doing it. You've been doing it. You've been doing it. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, why am I moving this thing? But guess what? What we learned from the beginning is still in us. I tested it and it worked. And I'm testing it now and it's still working. When we throw ECG staff out there to go collect money, people comply. Why? Because the headmaster syndrome is still there. It is still there. They know. They know what is right. Why is he preventing you from entering, what do you call it? Why is he preventing you from entering his compound? If everything is okay, why is he stopping you? The moment someone does that, it's a red flag. You can only lead when you know the kind of people you are supposed to what? Lead. So if you do not take your time to look at the caliber of persons you're supposed to lead to drive your project, believe you me, the project will not take off, or it will, if it takes off, you stop at some point, or the whole agenda or the whole paradigm shift of the project will what? The whole transformational thing is about knowing the people you are to lead. Attending to their needs. So, zooming office, what did I do? Union came, this one came. Okay, what do you want? Pay increment, this is, okay, take. Nothing the way union as we are not do, lie. It's because I told them, when I come asking for my pound of flesh, you also have to give back. I am giving you, but I will come. As to when I'll come and ask, you may not know. But with that at the back of their minds, do you know what that does? They grab certain initiatives thinking that that is what your ask is. But they don't know what your ask is. Tell everybody from top to bottom, your job descriptions have changed. You are all now revenue collectors. Everybody go out. Okay. What did they do? Comply. Look, nobody is difficult. It's only how you speak to the person for the person to understand what it is. Then you can move on. One fundamental problem I have with the union and in ECG, you can come and beat me after this, it's okay. He's been changing this, he's been changing this. He doesn't come to talk to us. Then you come to work this one, then they say this. Then you come to work next week, then they say that. It's true. I won't lie, it's true. Because at the beginning, I attempted something. I was like, okay, we want to do this next week. How can we start this? We can't do it next week. We have to try this. We have to move this one. That will be so, Okay. No problem. Then the following week, I said, okay, so we've missed 1 week. But can't we? No, you see, we have to do stakeholder engagement. Then after talking to the stakeholders, we have to go to the district. Then we have to go to the district. We have to go through the district. We have to go to the customer service center. I said, oh, he's so, okay. Thursday, switch off this, turn on that. Sir, I said, switch it off, turn on the other one. They do it. They go into the weekend. They come back the next Monday. Did anybody die? Even the customers have adjusted. So you, the staff, why are you worried about customer? The customer is a dynamic animal. They go where you lead them. You understand? As for the customer, he knows that at the end of the day, any of his problems, he has to go to PURC. But you, as management, you have to take certain bold decisions that would allow them to what? Toe the line. We went cashless. Has anybody died? Again, decision-making as a leader. There are times you have to carry people along, and there are times you don't. But knowing when to do which can either make or break you. You must find a fine balance as to when to tell everybody who's with you, hey, jump on this line or jump on that line. Because they have to have some level of what? Belief. That level of belief is what will take them or take you with them to the next level. We've achieved a lot of things as a company in less than a year. Took over a company was averaging around 450, 500 in revenue. Now we are doing about 800 plus, getting to 1 billion a month. We believe strongly we can go beyond that. But even the staff now even realize the difference in how things are done. And that's the beauty of the conversation. And now you have to get everybody who's part of your team to own it. It belongs to them because as a leader, you can fall and die at any time. Then what happens to your vision? You lost Kwame Nkrumah. You lost a lot of people along the way. What happened to the vision of Ghana? Now, if you ask NDPC, what are the development plans? What are the... Let's take a unique company like Bost. Since they choose not to understand anything that I said, let's take the unique company like Bost. It's not because he's sitting here that I'm picking him up, but the truth of the matter is, he's a dictator. He's a benevolent dictator, that's what I was coming to. People laid wreaths in front of his office, he's going to die, blah, blah. Is he dead? Are they not making profit now? Look, no matter what you do, they will say. So as for that part is what you need to block out. Because your agenda should be what should be at the end, what you're seeing. Now, ECG app has a 4.5 star rating. And we are still adjusting things in there. We are not done. It keeps moving. Because the truth of the matter is this. We are getting to a point where you need to understand that I cannot come to your house every month to read your meter. So I'm sending you an estimated bill. Pay it. If you challenge the estimated bill, what do you have to do? Come to my office. I'll take a meter reader to your house and what? Read it and do it. Or if you want to challenge it, what do? Take a picture of the reading. Come to our office. We are fond of making it feel like every time it should be done for us. They're free, not dosu. We are all self-entitled in our own little way. So our level of expectation is so high, but what we give back, the guy who has the illegal connection is the first person to shout, oh, ECG, when there's light off. Meanwhile, yourself, you know they pay. As our level of entitlement is from here to the moon and back. But as to what we, the individual Ghanaian, has to do, it's difficult. We are in a unique position, all of us sitting in this room here, because at some point we will lead, whether we like it or not, because of this course or because of this program, we will lead. Now, when we lead, what are we looking to achieve? Because, believe you me, we are the next generation coming up. These guys, you see them, they are done. They are done. You see, he's raised his head. Boss has raised his head. They are done. So if you are seeing them facing out, what is the new generation about? Because it's the same Ghana we've complained about for how many years? We've complained about Ghana for how many years? And we always keep complaining. And we keep complaining. But you complaining, what have... See, that kind of brings you back to the whole initiative conversation. So how can you lead someone whose natural inclination is what? Complaining. I was in China once, I think about 6 years ago for a meeting. And you know those guys can drink. They can really drink. After work, they really drink. I thought the British drink, but these guys can drink. And the guy starts to tell a joke about how a Chinese guy was asking God, when will America, USA win the World Cup? And God said, oh, probably in about the next 10, 15 years. So when would Africa or Ghana win the World Cup? I said, oh, maybe about 20 years. And then, this is to show you a gap between something. And then he says, the guy asked God, when will China win the World Cup? And then God started crying. But now, I remember this thing 3 days ago, and I was going to give him a call. Because now, looking at what is happening in the Saudi Arabian League and in the Chinese League, do you think it's far away? That was somebody's dream. That was somebody's project. They took their time. They led it. They bid their time. Little wins. Little wins. Finally, look at what the person has done. He's gotten the whole Premier League to start shaking. You may not see the effect of your leadership skills now, or you may not see what you have done for someone, but the person that you've touched knows. They can feel it. So anyway, dial *226# when you want to check your postpaid bills. They are estimated bills. Know very well that if you want to challenge your estimated bill, you can what? Just take a picture of the thing and come to our office. We'll do the calculation for you. Try using the friendly ECG app. It's a very, very good app. We are looking for people who can help us with, what do you call it? If you want us to advertise for you, we'll advertise for you. Boss, you need advertisement. Come. Look, when I say we don't work together, we don't work together. ECG is the only one that can tell you where everybody lives. Because it's 1 man, 1 meter, not so. Why don't they allow me to collect property tax for them? It's because somebody. Why? I spoke to the banks that, oh, Charlie, you guys, I'm cleaning up my data under one of the projects that they put there called KIMS, Customer Asset and what? Very soon, every customer will be linked to a unique QR code. Your phone number, your Ghana card, your name, the last wood pole that gave you power, and the last distribution transformer. So I have your tenant is there, your landlord is there. I'm the only person who can micro-lend. What we are building is bigger than what anybody has ever even envisaged. But nobody has seen that animal as it is growing. Very soon I can go around and ask everybody, if you are an ECG customer, please upload your driver's license. I can collect this thing for them. Or now even TV license I can collect. You know that? Because if you have electricity, you assume you have a TV in your house. How can you have How can you have electricity and not have TV? There are some basic assumptions that can be done. Oh. Yeah, it's simple. And I'm what? Very basic things. This one is here, okay. It can be believed that X, Y, and Z. It is not that difficult, but it is difficult. And it's all difficult because of what? How you start the conversation with the people you are supposed to lead. There are times you have to carry them along. There are times you have to leave some behind for them to catch up. And there are times that you just have to what? Put your foot down and say, this is it. This is how we are going to do it. This is when we are going to do it. Let's go. President Kufuor always had a style of sacking ministers on Friday. And then by Monday, we'll be acting once. Because you go through the weekend, you mop, you solve, your family will console you Monday morning. Okay. You need to pick your strategies. You need to pick your battles in leadership. There are certain battles, they are not necessary. There are certain people you don't need to engage them at all. You just need to acknowledge their existence, acknowledge their presence, always give them fans. Questions, please.
Let's put our hands together. We'll have the microphones go around in the audience so that if you have you can put up your hand and the mic to you. Yes, the first one here, please.
My name is Josephine. Okay, so I want to find out your style of leadership, where at some point you are not engaging the staff. Do you think it is sustainable? Because one, for a short period, that could be a good exercise for the staff, but for a long period, are they not going to experience fatigue, and then it would end up people feeling stressed because they are not sure what is coming, and it's even going to affect their performance? And my second question is, ECG, as it stands, doesn't have competitor. That's how I put it. And don't you think some of the things that you do would be successful because you don't have a competitor? Assuming in the future there is any competitor, because I think one of your staff came here and was like, now people are taking solar and all that, but still I think it's in the minutest of your problems. So are there things you are doing towards the customer where you say pick it, bring it? Is it customer friendly, as you see? Thank you.
Okay, so let me take this and then. So with the competition side, I welcome competition anytime. Competition, nobody should shy away from competition. But as you said, we are in a unique place now. We are a monopoly. As a monopoly, you have to milk it for what it's worth. It's business. I keep telling everybody, we are a monopoly. You have to milk it to the best of your ability. Why do you think people insult ECG? It's because you are a monopoly and you are not milking it. Yeah, do you get what I mean? It's an inefficient company. They don't collect enough. They are not doing this. They are not doing that. If we had given them competition, okay, now we are doing it. Now, about the staff, you cannot do it all the time. There are certain decisions you have to drum it in, but there are certain decisions you have to what? Carry them along. Standing here, let me use myself as an example. I wanted to be a pilot. Oh, I tried. I wanted to be a pilot. I went to school, finished at Chimota school. Daddy, you go to school. Daddy, I want to travel. I want to go and do piloting. Okay. A man travels, comes back. One early morning, around 4 a.m., he wakes me up, come to the living room. Says, this is your piloting thing that you want to do. I said, I can't afford it all. The flight hours, blah, blah, blah. But come to think of it, it's not even a first degree. It's not a degree course. So after flying, then what? Look. Now my father is a very sinister man. Then he says, look, hey, look. A Juma was asked to cry, and we not the one from. At that point, it was a fait accompli. He had decided where my future should go. He decided my trajectory of growth. Am I forever grateful? Yes. He's a lawyer, I'm a lawyer. He allowed me to venture into business. He allowed me into energy business, even though I was a lawyer. Look at me today. There are certain times, as a parent, you even know out of your 3 children, we were born. Yeah, at some point as a parent, you have to be objective. That this kid, no, this is my kid. I love you, but this one, yeah, oh, this one is just like me. So whenever you try to shape their decision making, not so. So it's not a flat, but sometimes you know that the kid would appreciate you later. So in doing it, you have to make sure that later sometimes should be sooner. You understand? So that the person, oh, that's why he said this. Oh, that's why he said that. You understand? So it cannot always be bam, bam, no. You lose them. They'll rebel at some point. So you have to manage it. There are certain decisions, you carry them along. There are certain decisions you're like, you know what? I have seen the future. It's good for you. Do it. Because you've lived. You understand? So you have to use some of the experiences you have also had as a leader to influence. Because trust me, we all don't have the same brain capacity. We all don't have the same abilities. You are where you are because you can, or you are thinking in a certain way. So I hope I've answered both questions.
There is a question online from our virtual participants, so
yes,
it will be read out.
Okay.
Person says, what significant projects from the past year are you proud of, and where do you see potential?
When the person says, where do I see potential? It's a huge one. Potential in what? The company or an individual or staff? Ooh. Look, the company ECG is look, ECG is bigger than Bost. You know? That's potential one. ECG is bigger than Bost. What was the first question? There was a question that the person asked one before. The significant project I would say would be the ECG, the new ECG app. We had something, but it had its doubts. But the speed with which we finished this, to get the kind of rating that we have, this I would say is the most what do you call it? But I believe my tenure at ECG, when it ends, should be, if it ends and we haven't completed the distribution transformer metering, I'll be very sad. Pardon? Yes, thank you, sir. With the DT metering, I can compare what my DT is telling me with what your house is saying it has consumed. So I can do energy accounting and what? Audit. So we can actually bring down the losses as. But what the app and the whole thing has done is to solve our billing gap. Now that we've solved the billing gap, should I shock you? Do you know 1% loss ECG? Do you know how much it is in CDs? How much? Take a wild guess. Huh? Good. Pardon? $9 million be how much Ghana cedi? 1%, 150 million Ghana cedis. So, the paradigm shift is to be able to hold everybody what? Accountable. So that project will be, if you think this is great, that project will be the game changer. Next question, please. Somebody says they lost money on the ECG. Is it the old one or the new one? The one that person is online.
Yes.
It's the old one. Oh, I mean, you can't 2023, you can't 2019. You see, in truth, as a nation, we always clap for negativity. We're always looking for something negative. We're always ready to throw something in there. We thrive on it. We are like the auditor. We don't look at the positives in an audit report. We are looking for only the negatives to thrive on. So irrespective of what the management gives you as an answer, you there is what? This attitude is one of the reasons why we are where we are, and it's difficult to lead. Because everybody is afraid to take the initiative, because when they take it, what happens? If there's a problem, we are looking for who to what? Blame. Sir.
Thank you. I would want to find out, what are some of the strategies that you've implemented to resist change, especially when you have to visit the premises of some very prominent people or those on the other side? Maybe General M's house, you need to visit there to work on some of these things. And customers who are not paying but are rather enjoying and resisting whatever measures you put in place.
So to answer that, I keep telling everybody that electricity doesn't have party colors. Electricity is red, gold, green with a black star. ECG's problem is a national issue, it's not a political party issue. If we make it a political party issue, guess what? The problem will be here next week, next month, next 2 months, next 3 months. We will be where we are. But believe you me, there are certain things we need to say stop. Hey, drop your thing here. Some of the conversations that go on in the public space is very difficult, but I have to hold myself and not to comment to some of them because you know it's politics. But if you are to look deep down into the matter and allow for the Ghanaian to look at the problem for what it's worth, you realize that the solution is right next to us. Change is not that easy. But the first mindset I had was that everybody kept on saying, look, I'll be fair. Some of them are here. So I'll be fair. Everybody, ask for your staff, ask for your staff, ask for your staff. But I'll tell you something today. God as my witness. They are the best and the easiest people to work with. It's about how you talk to the person and the idea you share with the person. I am not saying what you are doing for the years has not been bad, it has been good, but you could do better. Some of the problems there are not your fault. The first part I fought with them was that, hey, you guys are all liars. I told Debas, that you guys are all liars. You're liars because when we do staff appraisal, you get 100%, 100%, 100%, but the company is not doing 100%. Because if you appraise yourself well, we'll know where the problem is. And I told them, the problem is in my office. The problem is in my office. Do you have meters? You don't have. Who's supposed to give you? Me. So why are you scoring yourself 100%? It's not your it's not your fault. But if you score it well, we'll know where to drop the problem. And the problem is in my office. So it's a conversation, how you have it, how you let the person understand that, Master, it's not been your fault. It could be better. Let's do it this way. Let's try this. Let's try that. So, boss, bro, yes, change is difficult, but always remember to talk with the people that you are driving the change with. As I said, it's a carrot and a stick. Sometimes you have to, there's times that you have to run a leader, and there are times that you have to tell them, hey. But with time, you will get there. It will happen. But we We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. Like a nation like this, we don't have a choice. For want of not wanting to sound political or whatever, but I was in agreement with the finance minister when he said we don't need to go to IMF. We don't. We don't. Let's search our hearts. What are we not doing right? Why are there so many leakages, revenue leakages? Why are we not paying electricity? Why should somebody subsidize for you? These are things that there are times that if we do our things right, we can tell the leader that, hey, stop. This your decision is not going to benefit X, Y, and Z. We are sitting here, electricity is subsidized. It's subsidized for us. Why? Why? Have we asked ourselves why? Let's take a few more. One or
No,
two.
that's all time will allow us.
Oh.
Yes, thank you. Yes. Oh, you can do better for Mr. Samuel Mahama. Please, you stay here. I'll call on the president of PMI Ghana, who will do a presentation to you. And I think you can step in the middle of the stage. Yes,
Okay.
thank you.